Hello. So tonight for homework, you are going to do test corrections. Test corrections mean the following. On the colored paper, you're going to redo every question you missed on the test by watching the video and reworking the problem. This means if you missed 1 point on any one question, you have to redo the entire question. Then you need to write the mistake you made. Once you're done, get your parents to sign your colored paper, and tomorrow you're going to turn in your test and your colored paper to me. Thank you. Question 1. You're being asked to solve 2600 divided by 25. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to draw a fraction bar, because all fractions mean divide. Write the denominator outside. So I'm going to draw my fraction bar here. Then I'm going to rewrite the problem. So 25 into 2,600. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask myself how many 25s go into 2. That's 0. 25 is going to 26. That's 1. So 25 times 1 is 25. Subtract. Bring down my 0. How many 25s are there in 10? There are 0. Bring down my next 0. How many 25s are in 100? There are 4. So 2600 divided by 25 is 104. Second question, I'm going to round this to the nearest whole number. So I'm going to underline the 4 because that's in the whole numbers place. Draw an arrow to the right. Because there's a 5 in the tenths place, it's going to mean that the 1 is going to go up. So my answer is just 35, because when you round to a place, you have to end at that place. So the answer is 35. Next one, to the nearest cent. The 8 is in the cents place, the hundredths place. Once again, I'm going to look to my right. I have 123.786, but if I round to the 8, it's going to be 123 and 79 cents. And then the final one, round to the nearest dollar. The 5 is in the whole numbers place. Look to my right. 6 is going to push the 5 up 1, so my answer is 146. If you had any extra stuff hanging off of here, that's why you missed it. Question number 3. You are adding decimals. So I remember when I add decimals, I write down my number. My first number is my liner upper. My second one, I line up my decimal points, like so. I'm going to put in a 0 here, just to keep it all lined up, and then I'm going to be adding. So 7 and 0 are 7. 5 and 6 is 11. Carry that 1. 1 and 2 are 3, plus 7 is 10. Carry that 1. Get a 4. Bring the decimal point straight up, down rather. Answer is 4017. Next question, number 4. 14 and 2 tenths minus, same thing, lining up my decimal points, 3 and 54 hundredths. I'm going to add a 0 right here, and now I'm going to start to subtract. Since I can't take 4 from 0, I have to cross out my 2, make it become a 1. That is now a 10. 4 from 10 leaves me with 6. 5 minus 1, can't do it, so I change this to 3. Make that an 11. 5 from 11 is 6. Bring my decimal point straight down. 3 from 3 is 0, and then I have to bring down that 1. So the answer is 10 and 66 hundredths. Some people just forgot to bring down the 1. That's why you got that one wrong. The next one, there are 4 different ways to show multiplication. One way is 4 times 5. Next way is 4 raised dot 5. The next way is 4 parenthesis 5. And the last way is if you had 4x, if you were using a variable. So this is a multiplication problems. When I multiply decimals, I just multiply the numbers. So I'm going to write down the numbers, 2, 3, 6, 7, and 58. I do not line up my decimal points. I just put my numbers down. And now I'm going to do my multiplication. 8 times 7 is 56. Carry my 5. 48 plus 5 is 53. Carry my 5. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 5 is 29. Carry my 2. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 2 is 18. So the first row should have been 18,936. I have to put down a 0 to hold open that ones place. Now I start with my 5. 5 times 7 is 35. Carry my 3. 5 times 6 is 30. Times 3 is, plus 3 rather, is 33. 5 times 3 is 15, plus that 3 I carried is 18. Carry the 1. 5 times 2 is 10, plus that 1 is 11. Now I add 6 and 0, 3 and 5, 9 and 3, carry that 1, 8 and 8, plus the 1 I carried is 7, carry the 1, 1 and 1 and 1 are 3, bring down my 1. Now I count. In my original problem, I had 2 decimal places here and 1 here. 2 plus 1 is 3, so I count in 3, 1, 2, 3. Put my decimal point right there. 137 and 286 thousandths. Next one, all fractions mean divide. Write the denominator outside. 82 into 1, 0. 82 into 14, 0. 82 into 143, 1. 1 times 82 is 82. I subtract, and I get 61. I compare. Is that less than 82? Yes. Bring down my 5. How many 82s are in 615? Well, 100 would go into 600 about 6 times. So I'm going to try maybe 5 because 82 is way less than that. 5 times 2 is 10. Carry the 1. 40 plus 1 is, wait, let's go with 7, sorry. 7 times 2 is 14. Carry the 1. 7 times 8 is 56, plus 1 is 57. So it's 574. Subtract, I get a 1. Borrow, I get a 4. So it was asked to write your answer as a mixed number. So this answer is 17 and 41/82, because this means there are 17 groups of 82 and 41 out of the next group of 82. Number 7, another division problem. 531 goes outside the house. 71,508 goes inside the house. No, no, yes. So I subtract 531. I get 4. I get 8. I get 1. Is that less than what I started with? Yes. So I bring down my 0. 5 into that probably goes about 3 times. 3 times 1 is 3. 9, 15. Subtract, I get 7. And 4. And 2. Is it less? Yes. Bring down my 8. How many 531s are in 2478? Let's say 4. Give me 4, 8, 2, 22. No, 21 rather. 21. 21, 24. And now I am going to subtract. And I get 354. So my answer is 134, remainder 354. Okay, and the second one on this page, divide. Now on this question, because you had a decimal in your divisor, you have to rewrite the question. So I'm going to move it 2, and I'm going to move it 2. So I'm dividing 562 into 224 and 8/10. All right. No, no, no. Well, I'm going to say 5 into 20. I bet that's about 4. So 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 5 is 20, plus the 2 is 22. I subtract, I get 0. Decimal point comes straight up. Your answer is 4/10. Next one. There are a bunch of different ways you could have approached this question. I did $8.75 an hour times 20 hours a week. And when I did that, I got 100, 1, 7, whoops, 0, 0, 5, 7, 1, and then 2. So that means I'm getting $175 a week. But then I work for 8 weeks. So I get $1,400. So he made $1,400 for the entire summer. You could have multiplied 8 times 20 and gotten 160 and multiplied that. No matter how you do it, you're going to get the 1,400. Okay? When you buy gas, they multiply. So I'm going to do 245 and 122. I do not need my decimal points. Remember, I just line up my numbers. So I'm going to multiply, multiply, multiply. Put down my 0. I love when my numbers are the same. I also love when one of my factors is a 1. And now I'm going to add this up. So it's 4, 12, 1, 5, 13, 14, 15. Carry the 1. No. 4, 8. Wait a minute. I did this one wrong. 2, 4. Oh, I copied it wrong. Hang on a second. I wrote down the wrong number. I got all excited. Hang on. Let me erase this. So the price of the gasoline was, I can't get at it. Hang on. All right. So I reworked that one. Sorry about that. I copied it wrong. So I got 29890. In my original problem, I had 3 decimal places. So I do this. But it needs to be money. So I'm going to just take these digits right here. These are what we call significant digits. And that's my answer. So it's $29.89. If you kept this 0, I took off a point. All right, here's the field trip question. First thing you have to do is take how much money it's going to cost and subtract how much money you've raised. So that leaves us with $1,044, which is going to be split evenly amongst the 32 kids. So you do your division, and we get 3, which gives us 96. We get 8 and 4. We get 2, which gives us 64. Which gives us 20. We bring down a 0. Then we bring up our decimal point. Now we have to add a 0. So that gives me 6, which is 192. Subtract, I get 8, add another 0. And now I'm going to have a 2 up here. Whoops, sorry. And then I'm going to have a 5. So when I'm done with my division, I'm going to have 32.625. But once again, I need to make it be money. So I'm going to look here, and my answer is going to be 3263 is how much money they're going to need. Okay, 1210 divided by 80, 1814 divided by 80, 1210 divided by 80 gives me 15, remainder 10, and then 1814 divided by 80 gives me 22, remainder 54. But I don't care about the remainders because I want just the gift cards. So if they're giving away gift cards, they're going to give 15 away on Saturday and 22 away on Sunday. These people don't get gift cards. So that means they're going to give a total of 37 cards away over the weekend. And then the last question, we're completing the recipe. So we're taking the flour and we're dividing it by 3/10. So I write my problem like this. Move my decimal, move my decimal. 3 goes into 25 8 times. I have 1 left over, but it says how many complete recipes can I make? I can make 8 of them.